During his iconic run with the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan wasn't just dominant, he was untouchable. In 1988, Jordan put up 35 points per game while also averaging 3.2 steals, becoming the first player in NBA history to win both MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season. In 1992, he captured another MVP and completely dismantled Clyde Drexler in the NBA Finals, averaging 35 a night and delivering the unforgettable shrug game. In 1993, Jordan torched Charles Barkley's Suns for a staggering 41 points per game in the finals. And in 1996, MJ led the Bulls to a historic 72-10 season, dropping only 3 playoff games en route to another championship with what many believe was the greatest team ever assembled. Yet somehow, none of those seasons represent the absolute peak of Michael Jordan. Jordan's true apex came earlier when he earned his second MVP and guided the Bulls to their first NBA championship while losing just 2 games throughout the entire playoffs. That season also featured one of the most iconic plays of his career, a moment that lives forever in basketball history. It was the 1991 season, the year Michael Jordan was in his complete physical and mental prime. And we don't just say that lightly. Jordan himself has openly stated that 1991 was the best version of himself. Someone once recalled a dinner conversation where MJ debated peak seasons, confidently saying that his 1991 self would have dominated anyone else. The conversation was eventually interrupted with, "Mike, let's just enjoy the salad." This is the full breakdown of Michael Jordan's 1991 season, arguably the most dominant season the NBA has ever seen. The Chicago Bulls select Michael Jordan from the University of North Carolina. When Jordan entered the league in 1984, he was immediately on another level athletically. His first step was the fastest in the league, his hands were massive enough to palm the ball effortlessly, and his 48-inch vertical made him unstoppable when attacking the rim. As a rookie, he averaged 28 points per game and famously scored 63 against the Boston Celtics in the playoffs, a performance that led Larry Bird to call him God disguised as Michael Jordan. But despite the scoring explosions, MJ's game wasn't yet fully polished. He was explosive, but his ball handling still lagged behind. Even teammates from pickup games recall pressing him tightly, knowing his handle wasn't yet elite. But what made Jordan special was that over time, his weaknesses became his greatest strengths. By the late 1980s, those flaws were gone. Jordan's handle was sharp, his jumper was pure, and his scoring had reached historic levels. In 1987, he averaged 37 points per game. In 1990, he dropped a career-high 69 points against Cleveland. Despite winning 4 scoring titles in his first 6 seasons, leading the league in steals twice, and capturing both MVP and Defensive Player of the Year honors in 1988, one thing was missing: a championship. After being physically beaten down by the bad boy Pistons in 3 straight playoff exits, Jordan realized he needed to change. During the summer of 1990, he began working with Tim Grover and committed to weight training for the first time in his life. Jordan had always avoided lifting, fearing it would hurt his shot or slow him down. But the results were undeniable. His playing weight jumped from around 200 pounds to 218, and he emerged stronger than ever. He no longer had to rely solely on speed. He bullied smaller guards, dominated in the post, perfected his turnaround jumper, and became far harder to knock off balance on drives. The 1991 season was also Jordan's second year under Phil Jackson and Tex Winter, who fully implemented the triangle offense. One of MJ's biggest flaws earlier in his career was his reluctance to pass out of double teams. Jackson changed that, forcing Jordan to trust his teammates, and it unlocked the most efficient basketball of his career. Although Jordan's scoring dipped slightly from 33.6 to 31.5 points per game, he shot a career-high 53.9% from the field and posted the lowest turnover rate of his career at just 2.5 per game. He still won the scoring title while also averaging 6 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and 2.7 steals per game. Jordan won his second MVP, made All-NBA First Team, and earned All-Defensive First Team honors. The Bulls finished with a franchise record 61 wins, leading the Eastern Conference. They boasted the best offense in the league and the 7th best defense, one of the top defensive marks in league history at the time. Jordan's minutes dropped to a career-low 37 per game, and his usage declined due to the triangle system. But the real magic came in the playoffs. Chicago dominated New York in the first round, sweeping the Knicks while holding them to just 86 points per game. Jordan averaged 29 points on absurd shooting splits, 53% from the field, 50% from three, and 96% from the line. Next came Charles Barkley and the Philadelphia 76ers. After a tough loss in Game 3 despite Jordan's 46 points, the Bulls adjusted. In Game 5, with the series hanging in the balance, Jordan sealed the win with clutch baskets and free throws, finishing with 38 points, 7 assists, and a career-high 19 rebounds. For the series, he averaged 33, 8, and 8. Then came Detroit. This time, there was no fear. Chicago swept the Pistons in dominant fashion. Before the final buzzer, Isaiah Thomas and the Pistons walked off the court without shaking hands, a moment that still fuels Jordan's disdain to this day. Jordan averaged 30 points, 7 assists, and elite defense while shooting over 53%. The Bulls had finally exorcised their demons. In the finals, Chicago faced Magic Johnson and the Los Angeles Lakers, a team packed with experience and star power. Though the Bulls dropped Game 1, Jordan made key adjustments. He took over playmaking duties, guarded bigger opponents, and delivered one of the most iconic plays ever, the midair switch hand layup. From that moment on, the series belonged to Jordan. Chicago won 4 straight games, and MJ averaged 31 points, nearly 12 assists, elite defense, and historic efficiency. He won Finals MVP unanimously. For the entire playoff run, Jordan averaged over 31 points with minimal turnovers, setting career highs in every advanced metric imaginable. That's why 1991 stands alone. Jordan was still fast, now stronger, smarter, more efficient, and more willing to trust his teammates. The numbers confirm it. The film confirms it. And Jordan himself confirms it. 1991 was the best season of Michael Jordan's career. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, please like the video and subscribe my channel. Check out the next video right here.